Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Ruth Soltman, and this is the Transformational Soul. I would like to welcome you if you are here for the first time, and I would like to welcome you back if you've been here before. Hello to everybody watching over on Rumble. And also, if you are here, please say hello in the comments. It would be great to know. We can feel your energy out there, but it's really lovely when you comment and at least say hi. Hello, Joyce. Nice to see you tonight. Hello, Richard. So I hope this Saturday you can all join us live for the Spiritual Message Circle at 8 p.m. You'll really be glad you did. If you've never done it before, it's a blast. For a small donation of $20 or more, you get a message from all of the show hosts that are on. And as far as I know, we're most of us are going to be there. With the exception of Gayla. She's taking some time off right now. But as far as I know, the rest of us will be there. And it's always a lot of fun. And even if you don't, feel like you need a reading or want a reading, just check out the show. You can see how much fun we have and what wonderful messages, are conveyed. And you'll hear something that resonates with you. I know you will. In addition to Amazon, you can also purchase my books in my Etsy store. I now have an Etsy store. So if Tiffany could put up the link for that. And I have my second deck of cards out now, the transformation cards. My first ones were the I Am cards, and they are both available. You can order directly from the link. They print the cards. They ship them to you. The shipping takes about 10 to 14 days. They usually have them ready to ship within a day or so. So if you want to order some in time for Christmas, maybe for a Christmas gift for someone, just make sure you give yourself enough time. If you would like to send a tip or donation to the show, you are more than welcome to do that. Hello, Robert. Nice to see you here. You can do that via my Venmo, and that's at Ruth-Saltman. That's RUTH- S as in Sam, OL. T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy. You can also do that via Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube or Rumble Rant on Rumble. If you do make a donation of $5 or more, when I'm doing readings, you will move to the front of the line and also get a little bit longer of a message. If you make a donation of $4.99 or less, then that money will go to the show host and the production costs. We appreciate, if you want to make a donation, it's much appreciated. I want to thank all of those who have been sharing my show. I saw several people had shared it on Facebook today. Thank you very much for that. That is a great way to support me in the show. You can also go to the Goldylocks website and do a testimonial. You can say what you love about the show or any of the shows. So you're always welcome to do that. It's pretty easy. There's just a little box there. You put in what you want to say and hit send, and then Tiffany will receive it. So it's pretty simple to do that. If you feel so inclined, don't feel pressured like you have to or anything. But if you want to, we all appreciate that. If you would like to be a sponsor of this show or any of the Goldylocks shows, you can contact my producer, Tiffany White Sagewoman, on how to do that. It's a great way for a small business to advertise their business because she'll make a little commercial for you and it'll be great advertising for your small business. So before we get started, I just want us all to sit and relax a little bit. So I just want you to close your eyes, unless you're driving. If you're driving, do not close your eyes, obviously. We're just going to take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in love and light. And then I want you to hold it there for a minute and feel your lungs expanding. And as you exhale, Slowly breathe out anything that no longer serves you or your best and highest good. Breathe in again and hold it for a few seconds. Now exhale slowly. And again, taking in all that love and light and slowly releasing all that no longer serves you and your highest good. We invite all of our spiritual tribes, our angels and guides, healing angels and guides, higher selves, ancestors, and the angelic kingdom of light to form a sacred circle here with us. We ask that we be open to all information and messages that flow here tonight. We ask that we receive exactly what we need for our best and highest good. We ask that we be open to love, open to light, open to change. We ask that we are filled with the courage and love that we need to make those changes. We know when we are feeling frightened or hesitant, all we have to do is call on our angels to assist us. They are always there for us. Let us be open to letting go of the things that no longer serve us. Let us be open to all of the good that is coming our way. We are all worthy of all of our blessings and so much more. We are enough. We are love. And so it is. So how's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing well. Hello, Marcia. Nice to see you here. So I learned something new today. I did not know this, but today is World Gratitude Day. So I thought, I've not heard of this before. I'm not sure how, but I didn't. And so I thought I'm going to look it up and see how this all came about. And it actually began in Hawaii in 1965. So it's been something for a long time. And it was designed as something to bring us all together globally, to have a day of gratitude and thankfulness. So what are you grateful for today? Think about that for a moment, and I hope you'll put your answers in the comments. We have so much to be grateful for. Hello, Melissa. So nice to see you here. So not only today, but every day, we have so much in our lives to be grateful for. And it's important to acknowledge that on a daily basis. Now, why is that important? It's important to say thank you. It's important to feel the gratitude in your heart, genuine gratitude. Because when you develop that gratitude and attitude, what happens is you send out that energy vibration of gratitude and thankfulness. And when you do, the universe matches it and sends you more things to be grateful and thankful for. So I am grateful for the health and safety of my family and myself and my friends. I'm grateful for all of the many blessings in my life. I'm grateful for everyone here at Goldylocks Productions, Tiffany White Sage Woman, Sarah Ingraffia, Robin McGuire, Gayla Akashana, Carol Ann Carey, Melissa Parks, and all of you, all of our viewers and listeners. You guys are all more like family than anything. And I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. So something I have been reminded of lately. Let's see. Let me check the comments here and see if anybody else has popped in that I missed. I think we are good. Okay. So something I've been reminded of lately, and they're wanting me to remind you of this. Our spiritual awakening, it doesn't happen overnight. Thank you. Sarah says, I am grateful for you too. Thank you so much. Our spiritual awakening does not happen overnight. It happens over time as we uncover truth, our truth. And we have to be patient with ourselves. We have to love ourselves so much more, because during this process, we're going to go through a lot of things that's going to require a lot more love. It's not a process. It's not like a one process situation, but it occurs repeatedly throughout our lifetime. And as more and more truth is revealed, we rise up higher and we raise our vibration. So we are always ascending to different levels. And just like anything else in our earthly life, it is a process. One that takes us to new truths, one that will open us up to new realizations, one that will bring us to the truth of who we are and why we are here. And our belief systems will change. As we know more and more, our perspectives will change. We'll begin to see everything through the eyes of love instead of the eyes of ego. Joy says, I am grateful for my health, my family, this group, my friends, the enlightenment I receive. That is beautiful, Joy. See, we have so much to be grateful for. Sometimes we don't always think about it, though. But when we stop and we do think about it, we realize how much we have to be grateful for. And when we focus on those things, we just bring more things in our life to be grateful for. And so as our perspectives begin to change, once we uncover, these realizations and these truths, we'll be able to see things through the eyes of love and not of ego. And the more that we do that, the more that our ego is going to fade away. I believe it was last week, some of the readings, some of the cards that I did, they were saying for people to, when they make their decisions, to make them through their heart, not through their head. And it's a beautiful thing when you can live your life through that love and from that place of love all the time, instead of, from the ego mind. Just think about this. If every truth there is was revealed to us all at the same time, our heads would probably explode. Our human minds couldn't handle that much all at once. So we get it in doses here and there. Hello, Sage. So nice to see you. And once something is revealed to us, our human self processes it the way that we process things. Our vibration raises a little bit, and then we are hit with another truth. And the same thing happens again and again and again. Now, sometimes many things will be revealed at once. Sometimes that does happen. And when it does, it sends us into a total tailspin. It can cause us to feel depressed, to feel down, to doubt everything. When we face the truth that most things we believed all of our lives are untruths, it can be very devastating because, here's all of this stuff that you believed was true, and now all of a sudden you find out it's not. It can feel like total chaos in our lives. Our world is just crumbling down. But you know what? It has to. It has to crumble so that we can rebuild ourselves and rebuild our lives on a new foundation of love and truth. So even though things are going to fall and crumble away, and sometimes it's going to be things that, we missed this in our life, something better is coming. So whenever we vibrate higher and we lose certain relationships in our life, or maybe certain jobs, or whatever the situation is, know that something better is coming along that's going to match your higher vibration. Sage says, I will try and get back. Helping a group with the new earth. Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and sending love, Sage. So much love to you. You may begin to feel angry because who likes to be lied to? Nobody. I know I don't. And it's normal to have some anger. Everything you thought was reality is suddenly gone. But you have to work through those feelings. You have to feel through them. Because, and remember too, that the people that taught you all of these untruths, they didn't know any better. Just think about this. They were doing the best that they could. Think about your parents and your grandparents, different views, their belief systems, and, compare that with yours now. They were so much different. They saw things so differently, and they didn't know. They didn't know. And when you are living in that dream state, you don't even know you're dreaming until you wake up. then you begin to see through the illusion. And that's what we're starting to do now. And we have been for many years. But we're doing this, on a massive global level. It's not just like, a group here and a group there, but this is something very massive. And all of these massive energy shifts that we've been having are working to help wake people up to the truth. And they're going to continue to do so for quite a while. Now, people have been waking up already. And those people, this energy is shifting them even higher. They're going to learn more deeper truths. Their vibration's going to just keep escalating. People are now opening up more and more to the oneness of all. So absorb this amazing energy. Let it shift you and let it shift your life into deeper truths, into deeper knowing. And you're going to know the truth when it resonates with your soul. You will feel it in every part of your being. Recognize that feeling because that is your truth. I remember when I read Conversations with God, Book 1 by Neale Donald Walsch. I'm telling you, I would read a little bit of it and then I would have to put the book down for a couple days because it blew my mind. I would read something and it would resonate so deeply within me. I just knew, but it would be something, totally not what I have ever heard in my entire life. But once I heard it, I knew it was my truth. My body would vibrate. Just everything about it just resonated so deeply within me. Marsha says, I remember that book. Yeah, it's an amazing book. Absolutely amazing. But now, when you do learn your truth, it's going to lead you to your purpose and it's going to lead you to your passion. I believe that all of us, part of our purpose, if not all of it, is to help others in some way, to be of service to others. And when we find our passion, we're able to serve others from a place of love and joy. Because if we're living in that passion and it's helping to serve others, wow, you can't get better than that. Now, I have to tell you about my granddaughter, Harley. She's in 7th grade. And I usually don't have any positive things to say about the school system, but I was really impressed with this. They're doing a passion project in school. And I was like, well, what is that? And so she was showing me some of the stuff. And it said something like, what is your passion? You have to find your passion to bring you joy. Or finding your passion will bring you joy. And so that she has to create the slideshow with pictures and, she has to write stuff too. And she was showing me some of it. And she has to do this about what she is passionate about. She didn't even have to think for a second what hers was. Hers is dance. She just comes alive when she dances. Now she's on the school dance team. And you can see the joy in her when she's dancing. You can see the joy when she talks about it. And that's something that we all need to find in ourselves. Now, she's a 7th grader now, but this kid has danced from the time she could walk. She was always dancing. And she can choreograph dances. Her heart and soul are in it. And it's a wonderful thing to see, especially at a younger age. So maybe your passion is something you can earn a living at. Maybe it isn't, but maybe it is. But if it's not, it's definitely something that you can do on the side or do in your spare time or do as a hobby. Because when you do that and you live in that place, you bring your soul and yourself so much love and joy. And then when that happens, it reflects outward. It flows outward. Other people feel that. You can't be afraid to step into your power. You can't be hesitant to step outside of your comfort zone because that's where you're going to find your rewards. And it's, it can be, I don't really want to say scary, but maybe a little intimidating stepping outside of your comfort zone. And you're not alone in feeling that, but you have to work through that. and work not around it, but you have to go through it and over it to get onto the other side of it, because there's really nothing to fear, nothing to be intimidated by. You have your passion for a reason, and it's something that you're supposed to be doing. It's a place where you're supposed to be living in your life, and it's very, very important for you to do that. And most of the time, I have found that if you think back to when you were a kid, something that you absolutely love to do, there's a connection, there's a key, and you will figure it out. Because I know that we all come here knowing our purpose and our passion, but we get that little swipe of amnesia as we're coming through, that tunnel of being born, and we don't remember any of it. So during our life, we'll come in contact with things that are going to help jog that memory. We'll see things and just sometimes know. That's how I was with Reiki. I saw the word Reiki. This was like probably 30 years ago. And I had no idea what Reiki was, but I said, I know that's something I'm going to do. And I know that's something I'm supposed to do. And then I looked into it and then I did. But I've had that happen a few different times where I see something, I just see the word, and I would just know. And I know that happens to you guys too. So awakening is not a final destination by any means. It is a journey of awakening. And it's a lifelong journey. We're going to be going through this as long as we're on this earth. We're forever remembering and uncovering new truths. While we are in our human form, we will never, ever know everything. But when we shed our human skin and return to source, everything's going to be revealed. I've heard many people speak about NDEs when they've had the near-death experiences. And I believe it was last year, in 2021, that I had Susan Redwine on my show. And she had one. And her story was absolutely amazing. And I highly recommend that you check out her videos on YouTube. She has a lot of interviews on there. Or you can Google it and check out my show from when she was on there. Because the experience that she had was so amazing and so beautiful. And she had this sense of the all-knowing. Then she came back. And her life here has been forever changed. So that's like a really amazing experience for her. And, she offers lots of great information. So you guys should check that out. But while we're here, we just have to do the best we can. And, I remember when I first started realizing some truths and realized that everything I had been taught all my life was just not true. And I have to say, I got pretty angry and I was pretty ticked off at my parents. I was thinking, how could you guys teach me all this stuff? And then once I started looking at it from my heart place, from that place of love, what I came to realize is, they were doing the best that they could. And the way they were doing was probably leaps and bounds advanced from the way they were raised. So we can't fault them for that. We just have to send love and light to that situation. But think too, it's an amazing journey that we're going through, and we're all going through this together, and we're all interconnected. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. That show with Susan Redwine was July 2021. That was pretty amazing. And Susan also does these soul sessions where when she came back from having her NDE, she came back with the gift of accessing the Akashic records. And she can, with your permission, access yours. And I did a session with her, I believe it was before I had her on my show. And the things I learned about myself, I will say 99.9% of them was things I already knew, but I didn't know I knew them. So it was very validating. It was very confirming. So you might want to check out her website, susanredwine.com, because that was a really cool experience. So before the show today, I did pick a card for the group, and that card is trust. And they're wanting you to trust what you are experiencing. They want you to trust the messages that you are getting. They want you to trust that you are on your correct and true path. They want you to trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. When you get that thought or that feeling or that nudging, that's your intuition. Go with it. Know that it will never steer you wrong. Never, ever, 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 ever. I'll tell you, it's way, that inner guidance system, GPS, is way better than anyone I've ever used when I was driving. Because I will tell you, I've had that thing tell me, turn right when there was a river there, go straight when there was no road. But your inner GPS is never going to do that. It's never going to point you in the wrong direction. When you will go in the wrong direction is when you don't listen to it. And we've all been there, right? You'll get that nudging, you'll get that really intense feeling of, this is what I should do, this is what I should do. And then your mind goes in there and says, well, maybe not. Maybe that's a little too risky, or maybe you should look at something else. So you go with the mind, with your head. And then what happens? You get lost. But anytime you follow your intuition, that inner guidance system, it will lead you where you need to go. Okay. If anybody would like a card, please just let me know, and I will pull a card for you. I'll be more than happy to do that. And I really hope you guys can join us Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. I just wanted to say that again for the people that have joined after I announced that. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Well, I am going to pull a card for Veronica. She had messaged me and said she couldn't make it, so I thought I would pull a card for her. Veronica. Oh, I love this. All right. Divine timing, Veronica. Everything in your life is happening in divine timing. And you're following your intuition. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone. And maybe things aren't going exactly the way you want them to. Know that they're going the way they're supposed to. And everything is happening according to divine order and divine timing. So you are definitely on the right track. Just be patient a little bit longer, because all of these things that you've been trying to manifest are coming to fruition. And I think it's kind of blow your mind a bit, because things are going to be so much better than what you had desired. Okay, Richard Riddle. Ooh. And Joyce says, I'd love one, please, and thank you. Lots of out-of-body feelings the last few days. Ooh, that's exciting. Richard, I got the self-care card for you. So they're wanting you to take a little bit better care of yourself. Send yourself more love. Take a little bit more time just for you. Try to relax a little bit, and just kind of chill out. I feel like you kind of need that relaxation time. Just kick back, be with your own thoughts, maybe a little bit of meditation. Spending a little bit more time out in nature. If you can, go barefoot, connect with that energy of the earth, because it's very healing and it's very powerful. So, self-care is something that we can all use a little more of. But But yeah, that's what they're wanting to remind you. Make sure you're getting enough sleep and water. Sleep and water. And I don't know if anybody else is, but this has been a crazy week for me with sleep. I have been going to sleep very, very late, not on purpose, but I've been going to bed and just wide awake and just cannot go to sleep. Okay, Joyce. Oh, Joyce. Okay, Joyce. Well, 3 cards flipped over for you all together. The first one is you are safe. So they're wanting you to know that all these things that you are going through, that you don't have to be fearful. You don't have to be scared. You are safe. You are safe physically. You are safe mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And Archangel Michael is there making sure to keep you safe. And they also want you to know that you are special. You are special. And there's nothing that you can't do. And they're wanting you to make sure that you know you are understood. So if you're having a conversation with someone and you feel like maybe they're not understanding you, they are. They may not want to let you know that, but know that you're being understood. And you're also being understood in the angelic world. So you don't have to worry about that. The angels hear you. They hear you, and they're always there for you. They're always listening and ready to assist. So I hope that resonates with you, Joyce. Richard says, thank you, Ruth. Hug. Well, you are so welcome, Richard. A hug back to you. A hug back to you. Let me go up here to the top, and we'll start scrolling down. So I got Richard and Joyce, and we'll do one for Robert. Robert. Ooh. Robert. Self-reflection. Now, that does not mean necessarily they don't want you to go stand in front of the mirror and look at your reflection. They want you to reflect on the inner you. They're wanting you to take a look at where you are right now. Look back maybe 5 years ago at where you were then and look at how far you've come now. You've come a long way, Robert. And they're also wanting you to do a little bit of self-reflection on where you want to go from here. They're wanting you to set some intentions. Put those crystal clear thoughts out there to manifest what you want into your life. And this is the perfect time to do that. So know that you can. Know that they're wanting you to. And as you're doing this self-reflection, take a look at different areas of your life and make sure that everything is in balance. Make sure it's not you're all work and no play, or vice versa. You have to have balance in your life. Because when you have balance, your energy flows optimally and your life flows the same way. Okay, Sarah. I will pull one for Sarah. Super Space Cookie. Ooh. Wow, Sarah, that one just, oh, goodness, look at that. Okay, 3 of them popped or turned over for you. The first one is to show appreciation. And, this goes with what I was talking about the gratitude and having an attitude of gratitude. And I know that you do. And I think that the message here is that they're acknowledging that. They're acknowledging how much you do appreciate gestures from other people, kindness from other people. They and they want you to know that that's what they want you to continue to do. Then you do have an attitude of gratitude. I've seen it, I've heard it, I've felt it. And when other people watch that, they are going to start acting the same way. They might not even realize it because people don't do what you say, and this is especially true with children. They don't do what you say, they do what they see you do. And you can be sitting there talking to a child saying, okay, go hang up your coat. And they'll see you doing something else, and they won't even hear what you say. It's just crazy. And the second one was stay. Stay. So I don't really get a feeling on this one. I'm hoping it, you know the message here, Sarah. I feel like there's a situation in your life that you were contemplating with this situation. Should I stay or should I go? And they're saying you should stay. And think about it. Before you make any rash decisions, they want you to think about it. Now, they want you to think about it. And I know this is going to sound funny, but they don't want you to do that through your head. They want you to feel it through your heart. But it's how we would refer to thinking. But it's just going through that heart chakra instead of our head and our brain. Okay, let me scroll down. Oh, goodness. Joyce said, thank you. Yes, 3 is my favorite number. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. Robert, Marsha. Let's get Marsha. Marsha from Feng Shui My Space. You should check out her website. She's been a guest on Melissa Park's show several times, and she's just amazing. Let's see what we have for Marsha. Okay, Marsha, they're wanting you to look through the situation. They want you to see it. And, I feel like I gave you this card like a week ago, but I could be wrong. But they're wanting you to see it from all sides. They're wanting you to look at it from the inside, from the outside, from every different angle you can before you make a decision or you make a move. Look at all angles of the situation. Look at all different perspectives and look at all different outcomes. And they're wanting you, of course, to see that through the eyes of love. So when you look at it from that perspective, everything changes. When we look at any situation through love instead of through our ego mind, everything about it changes. You feel differently. You see it differently. You can understand it differently. So I hope that resonates with you. Let's get a card from Melissa. And Melissa Park's show, Joyful Findings, is on Goldylocks Productions Fridays at 8 p.m. Fantastic show. And Super Space Cookie, aka Sarah and Graphia, her show is on Monday nights at 8 p.m. And that's the Golden Sunshine Healing Hour. And Tiffany, White Sage Woman, our amazing producer extraordinaire, she has her show on Sundays at 8 p.m. and that's Spiritual Insights. And you guys want to make sure you check that out. All of those shows, they're all so amazing. So, Melissa, the card you got is, this is a unicorn too. You are understood. So have you been feeling kind of like a unicorn lately? Like, what I mean by that is so many people don't believe in them and they don't think they're real. And, I feel like you've been talking to someone and it's just like you're talking. And you just totally feel like they're not understanding you. They're not hearing you. And I know that gets frustrating, but know that you are understood. You're understood. Might be on a different level than, where you are at, but there is some level of understanding there in this situation and on the part of the other people involved. Okay. Hello, wonderful Marsha. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for Sage. Sage. What do we have for Sage? Should I say Christine, aka Sage? All right. Let's see what we get for Sage. Ooh, Sage, you are safe. Don't be afraid to take that next step. Because you're safe. It's safe for you to move forward. You don't have to feel like it isn't. And the angels want you to know that they are protecting you. They are protecting you. You need to do what's best for you and your highest good. You are safe. So remember that. And keep that in your mind as you move forward with decisions that you're going to be making or different situations you may get into. Just remember that you are safe. And Archangel Michael is standing right beside you with all of his love and protection. So I hope that resonates with you, Sage. Okay. Uh-oh. Looks like it had a little glitch when I was scrolling. Oh, and there's Marsha's website for Feng Shui My Space. Hello, Carol Ann. Carol Ann, I'm going to pull a card for you. But I have to tell you, I've been focusing a lot lately on you, and I have this message for you, Carol Ann. They want you to go to the light, Carol Ann. I've been dying to say that to you for so long. But I really could never do it with a straight face. So that's why I never have. Because if I was looking at you, I could never say it. Carol Ann, divine purpose. What is your divine purpose? Well, I know part of your divine purpose is helping others heal through contact with their loved ones who have passed on. And that is such an amazing gift to give to someone. We might not stop and think about it, but when you have a loved one who has crossed over and you have that heartache and that grief and that pain, knowing that they're okay, knowing that they're communicating through you, Carol Ann, does so much healing for a person. So I think that is just absolutely amazing work. I do feel something may be branching out. I know you've been doing the crystal ball readings, and those are awesome. But I feel like something else maybe. I'm not sure what. Maybe you would know. But we're all here for a divine purpose, and it's all to help others in some way or another. And the gift that you have, you give an amazing gift to others through your gift. So that is just awesome. Carol Ann's show in the Psychic Flow is on Thursdays on Goldylocks Productions. And she can contact your deceased loved ones, your loved ones that have passed over. Sarah says, wow, Ruth, you're spot on. Thank you so much. When I was at the park a couple hours ago, I looked up and seen an angel in the clouds. Love how the stay card has angels. Yeah, it had two of them. I know. And Sarah, when I saw your message just now, I was looking and I thought, I don't even remember doing your message. How crazy. But then when you said that about the card, I remembered. You're welcome, Melissa. Justice for all. Hello, welcome. And that's Annie. Carolyn says, ha ha ha. Yes, I would be happy to pull a card for you, Annie. Let's see what we get for Annie. Annie. Oh, Annie, they're wanting you to trust. So trust as you're moving forward that the decisions that you are making, as long as they are made through, the eyes of love, and they're not for, let's see, how can I word this? They're wanting you to trust that the decisions that you are making are for your best and highest good. They want you to make those decisions through that heart space. They don't want you to, think it through until, think it through so much that you can't even, your mind, you get a headache. They want you to feel it. When you make a decision, feel what you should do. Feel what it would be like for you if you made that decision, how that would make you feel, and get all of those feelings going. And they're wanting you to trust those feelings when you get them. And they're wanting you to trust your intuition, because I feel like they are nudging you a lot. I feel like they're sending you information a lot. And I know the hardest thing about that is trusting it. I know, I have been there. But once you do, and you trust it 100%, you will be amazed at how much more information you get, how many more messages you're going to get, how many more nudgings you're going to get, because they're always going to guide you in the right direction. It's just our job to listen. And yes, when you get these thoughts, sometimes you think, oh, am I just thinking this? So am I going to be crazy if I do this because it's just a thought in my head? It's not. You can tell the difference when it's a thought just in your head floating around. You can tell when it's your intuition, because you feel it. You feel it in your core. And as you learn to trust that more and more and more, it's just going to keep expanding. It's going to keep expanding. Those gifts are going to keep sharpening. And, it's just amazing. So I hope that resonates with you, Annie. Aw. Caroline says, yes, I know, Ruth. Thank you. Haven't figured out the next thing yet. Thanks for everything you do for all of us, Ruth. Goldylocks famous 8 author. Oh, you're hilarious, Caroline. You are hilarious. You guys should, now that Caroline brought that up, you guys should check out my books, because they'll make great Christmas presents. I had a few people contacted me last year and got some for Christmas gifts. And if you can order them directly from Amazon. If you order them from Etsy or from my website, I can sign them for you. I can dedicate them to whoever you're sending them to. So either way, the price is the same for the books. So any way you want to do that. But as long as I have them in stock, which I do, I ship them out like the day of the order or the next day, probably the next day, because I have to wait for the mail to come pick it up. But they do make great Christmas gifts, and I'm getting ready to bundle some. So I have a couple of bundles, so you can buy like, a few together, and they'll be wrapped like in a something. I have to get all that, figured out. And then I do have, hopefully, my 5th book will be coming out this fall, hopefully, depending on how quickly it gets finished up. So whatever it is, it's all in divine time. I'm not stressed about it or anything. It just, it'll happen when it's supposed to. And if it ends up being winter and not fall, that's fine with me. Carolyn says, Angel Oracle cards. Yes, now the Oracle cards are so much easier for you guys to order them from the link. Because now I can do it differently now, though. Never mind. I was going to say, if I have them, I can ship them to you. But that's me purchasing them from the website, shipping them to me, and then I ship them to you. And the shipping from their website is not cheap. It's like $8 to ship these cards. But that's because they come from far away. But it was the best deal that I could get for printing the cards and everything. The shipping does take about 10 to 14 days. But when I got like a sample deck to begin with, and I loved the cards. I like the quality of the cards. I think they do an amazing job. Amazing job. So until I can find something better, I'm going to stick with them for now. But the link, you can actually just go to the link. You can order the cards right from there and they will ship them directly to you. But I just want you to know that it takes 10 to 14 days. Okay. And if anybody else wants a card, if I missed you, please let me know. Otherwise, I am going to draw a card for Kristen. Oh, you are understood, Kristen. Now, this card has come up like 3 times tonight, maybe 4. So I'm wondering if there's a lot of people out there that are feeling misunderstood. But know, Kristen, that you are understood. Things sometimes seem confusing. Sometimes, it just made me think of like when you text someone and you'll text them like just a little sentence maybe. But depending on how empathic you are or whatever, you might not get the feel of what their energy is like. And when you read that message, depending on your perspective from the mood that you are in, you can totally misinterpret that. You can totally feel like someone's being judgy or snippy or, in a foul mood. And that's not the case at all. So notice that, but notice that you are being understood. If there's any confusion and stuff, just take a step back and look at the situation, and you'll be able to understand it better. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull in. We're almost out of time. We have a few more minutes here. And let's see. Oh, I like this. This is a card for everyone. Learn something new. Oops. And that's really a really great advice, because when we learn something new and we use our brain for that, and that keeps our brain functioning better, when we're learning something. It doesn't have to be like learn how to cook a new recipe, or learn how to do needlepoint. I don't know what depends on what your interest is, but learning something new, that's always fun to gravitate to, like continually. Like I'm going to learn this, and then after I get this down, I'm going to go and I'm going to learn that. It's fun to be learning. It's fun to be educating ourselves. It keeps life fun. And by doing that and doing different things, doing new things and new experiences, you never know until you try something new how much you might actually love it. Now, it might be something you want to do one time, but what if it's something that you had no idea you were going to love it so much? Maybe it's skating. Maybe you haven't skated since you were a kid, and when you were a kid, you weren't very good at it or whatever. And you're trying it now, and you learn how to do it really good, and you can do all these spins and stuff. That might be something that you truly, truly enjoy doing. Doesn't have to be something like physical like that. It could be anything, really. So my last bit of advice that I'm getting here tonight is they're wanting us all to spend a little bit more time out in nature. They're saying it's very important for our healing. If possible, barefoot in the grass for at least a little bit, so that you can feel that energy from Mother Earth pulsating and coming up through your root chakra and all throughout. It's amazing energy, and not just the energy of the earth, but you get the energy from all of nature being around you. Sometimes we get those beautiful scents of flowers. We get the beautiful sun warming us up. In some areas, they're burning us up, but you know what I'm saying. You know that amazing energy, not heat, but the energy that you get from the sun. We get an energy from the moon as well. And notice those differences. Notice how you feel. When you go outside and walk barefoot, notice the energy. Notice how it feels. And still drink tons and tons and tons of water. I've been drinking a lot of water, but now I got a little smarter about it, and I start drinking it like right away in the morning. Some days I don't start drinking it until noon because I don't know if I'm busy or I have coffee in the morning and then I don't think about it. And then I'm drinking it too late into the night. So I'm starting earlier. And this week we're having our second summer here in Texas, and our heat index has been like over 100 every day. But then it's supposed to cool down because it was pretty pleasant the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been super humid. Now it's to the point where you walk out the front door onto the porch and you start to sweat already. So I have been drinking tons of water. I make sure I take it outside with me when I go. And there's nothing like water. Nothing. I feel really bad for people that don't like to drink water because I just feel like it has. I mean, some people I know, they'll say, I can't stand water. I have to force myself to drink it. I am super grateful. I am not one of those people. I love water and I love it cold. And it's the only thing I drink besides having a cup of coffee or 2 or 3. But that's it. And I love my water. And I do feel better. I can feel when it's real hot here and I drink extra water, I can feel it keep my body cooler. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, Robert, I pulled a card for you. I don't remember which one it was, but it was a little bit earlier in the show. So you'll have to go back and look. I think it was one of the, I want to say maybe the third one I did. Wish I could remember your card. I'm sorry. So, try to do that because there's so much healing energy in the water. And if you do Reiki or any kind of energy work, do it over your water before you drink it. Tiffany gave me that tip. I used to do that years ago and then I forgot. I Reiki my food all the time too. But there's things that we used to do that over time we just forget about them. And it's good to remember those things. And it's just like when we come here with our amnesia and we have to slowly remember things, and different things will happen that'll jog our memory. And, and then little things will come up here and there. But that's really important. Well, I want to thank everyone so much for joining me tonight. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I hope you all have an amazing week. And I will see you back here next week. I love you all. Good night.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.